A zombie theory for you. Now, a little background information on how I came to this theory. I was watching a World War I documentary, all based on true facts, and they started to talk about Manfred von Richtofen, aka the Red Baron. Now, a lot of people in the zombies community have made the connection between Manfred Richtofen and Edward Richtofen, both around the World War I time. Richthofen's in German, but there's actually more that connects the two. Now, a little more information about Manfred von Richtofen. His nickname was the Red Baron, and he was considered the best German pilot in World War I, being officially credited with 80 air combat victories. Now, he was eventually shot down. Now, the Red Baron and shot down remind you of anything? Maybe the Origins Easter egg? Now, stay with me. So we all know, based on the timeline in chronological order, Origins is technically the beginning and the first map in the zombie storyline, then Mob of the Dead. Now, I think they might overlap or take time during the same time period due to time lapses, but that doesn't matter. Now, the next map in the zombie storyline is Knock and then Verrucht. Now, Richtofen seemed to be a normal soldier in Origins, but then something changed with all the writings on the wall in Verrucht, the insane asylum. Now, if you never did the Black Ops 1 campaign or forgot, remember Reznov helped Mason escape from the prison, and then we end up finding out Reznov never really existed, but was a figment of Mason's imagination. I've also made a video about this in the past about how I thought this all connected. We also have the Pack-a-Punch AK-47 in Mob of the Dead that turns into Reznov Revenge, which is strange considering he was never in the zombie storyline. Or was he? Another reason why I think Mob of the Dead and Origins might overlap. Lastly, if you remember, the first leaked image of Origins showed a character that looked strangely similar to Reznov. Everybody else in the crew looked the same, but younger, but Nikolai had the most drastic change. You will never find a picture of Nikolai with facial hair, but for some reason he did on the Origins poster. Note, he's also wearing an aviation hat and goggles. Somebody else was recently changed on the Origins poster as well. I will touch on that at the end. Now back to Richtofen. So there's a step in the Origins Easter egg called Shoot Down the Red Baron. Remember Manfred von Richtofen, aka the Red Baron. Now, I think this symbolizes us shooting down Richtofen from zombies. I've also made a video in the past talking about how I think something is going on with Richtofen's body, or something happened to him that caused this change from Origins to turning into the Doctor. Now, a little bit of information about Manfred von Richtofen after he was shot down. This is from his wiki page. Richtofen sustained a serious head wound causing instant disorientation and temporary partial blindness. He regained consciousness in time to ease the aircraft out of a free-falling spin and execute a rough landing in a field within friendly territory. The injury required multiple surgical operations to remove bone splinters from the impact area. The Red Baron returned to active service against doctor's orders. His wound is thought to have caused lasting damage. He later often suffered from post-flight nausea and headaches, as well as a change in his temperament. Now, that paragraph right there helps fill all the holes in the zombie storyline, in my opinion. It said he was shot at in France. Now remember, that's where Origins takes place, and we have the Easter egg step, Shoot Down the Red Baron. Then it says he was able to land his aircraft in friendly territory. So probably Germany, since that is right next to France. Now the next map in the zombie storyline is Knock, which is in Germany. Now it says he was able to land the plane in a field. Remember Transit and how Knock was in the fields? Also, if you didn't know, outside of Knock is actually a crashed plane on fire. The multiplayer map Knock was on Airfield, and the campaign level was called Hard Landing. I cannot make this stuff up. Then it says he had to see a doctor, his wounds caused lasting damage, and he went back to war against doctor's orders, and it caused a change in his temperament. Now, the next map in the zombie storyline after Knock was Verrucht, a insane asylum. Remember all the messages on the wall, be aware of the doc, Teddy is a liar. Now, everybody just assumes at this point it's Richtofen, and it very well could be, but what if it wasn't? My theory is we shot Richtofen down in Origins, we find him in Knock. Now, maybe he's with friendlies, the crew, and they're taking him to a doctor to get better. Maybe that was their intentions, but they took him to a crazy doctor. He was captive. In the next map, Verrucht, he is tortured and loses his mind, and that's why it says be aware of the doc. Remember, Manfred von Richtofen went back to war against doctor's orders. Now, this could go a few different ways, but basically something happened to Richtofen and he was never the same. So I've had this theory for months but never uploaded it, but this is where it gets even crazier. So DICE just recently held a live stream where the head of zombies talked about the inception and history of zombies and how it became what it is today. He had a slideshow going on behind him, and everybody in the zombies community believes he was giving hints to the next zombies installment, because we are seeing pictures we have never seen before. One of the pictures shows the Origins poster with Richtofen's face blurred out. This would support my theory that it originally wasn't Richtofen at that time, but somebody else. it was only Richtofen due to time lapses. It would also explain the Reznov looking Nikolai. Also, remember that trailer from Origins where Richtofen was cutting the head open and he starts to look around like, what is going on? This isn't me. Now, if you don't understand, the time lapses put us in Origins with our current old crew, but I don't think that's how it went down the first time. Since we have the Easter egg on that map, Shoot Down the Red Baron, which I believe is where we shot Richtofen down, so somebody else had to make the team of 4. So that means there's somebody else we don't even know about. If this was to be true in the direction they are going, it would only make sense for them to take us back with World at War II so we could find out the truth. Now my question to you guys is, who is the real Richtofen and do we really know him? Who is the mystery player? Maybe the quote-unquote phantom we have been given hints about? Also, how does Reznov tie into all of this? Never mentioned in the zombie storyline, but has a gun named after him. Looks like him on the Origins poster. Lastly, why was Richtofen's face blurred out on the newest Origins poster? Let me know what you think about all of this down in the comment section. This is as far as I've got, but hopefully with your help I could piece the rest together. Hopefully you enjoyed the video and my theory. If you did and want some more zombie videos, make sure to drop a like. If you're new, make sure to subscribe and share the video with a friend. Thank you for watching and I cannot wait to read your theories.